let's review holding your hook and where the material is on your hand. And this is my own interpretation. It works for me. I know that millions of people do it this way, but there's other people that hold the hook like it's a pencil, and that's something that I've not been able to master. And I've tried it and it's just uncomfortable for me. And there's also several other ways that people hold their crochet hooks, but I'm going to show you my way from different angles. And so basically I want to stab it, and I just want to grab my material and keep rotating my needle, and I'll explain why I'm rotating my needle in a further episode. And to control tension on your project, it's about how you're holding your yarn, and there are several different ways online in order to hold your yarn. So if you find a better way, I welcome you to do that. And the way that I crochet is that I come up underneath my hand just like so. So I put the string through my pinky and this finger here, and I come up over my hand, over top of my pointer finger, and then right into the crochet project. And this allows me to control the tension really easily. And how am I controlling the tension while doing that? When I need it to be more tense, I actually squeeze these two fingers together, which causes it to be tighter than it would be if they were open. And if I need more tension, is I just simply raise this finger, so you can see that I have two ways of controlling tension. So for example, now that I'm wrapping, my finger has lifted up to provide tension in here so I can grab it. And now it'll go back down just to hold the project down. Okay, just to hold and stabilize, and then go through. So I need more tension. So you'll find this finger is going up and down as you crochet. And you'll find over time is that this hand, or this part of your hand here, will naturally open and close really slightly in order to provide the tension that you need to give balance to your work. So let's show you from a different angle. So the yarn now is coming from the edge, right over here, into my hand. So it's just coming up and underneath my pinky just like so. So when I go to turn it over, you can see that it's just wrapped right there. So it's just coming up over my hand, and then this finger here is providing the tension. So every time I'm just wanting to do something, if I feel the string is too loose, I raise this hand to provide the tension right here. But if I want that there's too much string going across my hand, I would just close these two fingers here. Now some people have really distorted fingers, and I know that I probably could too, is that sometimes when they close their hand there actually still is a gap. So you might have to find another way in order to make that. And some people actually do it by doing it like this. They actually wrap it twice around their pinky. I can't do that because what's going to happen is that because my hands are already completely shut, that this actually causes a rope burn over my pinky. And some people actually crochet much differently online, and you can find a way that is more suitable for you. So a quicker way to load up your hand without really thinking about it is that raise your pinky just like so and slide your yarn just like so. So just like your hand is completely open, and in your career you're actually going to do that without really even thinking about it. So you can just begin to crochet right away as soon as it's in your hand. So again, just lay down your hand, lift up your pinky, and slide the material in. Now you'll see in textbooks they got your finger just perfectly and etc, and your hand's got to be like totally stiff. But in actual fact, I crochet with almost my hand closed when I do so. And what happens is that most newbie crocheters are so scared that the material is going to fall off their hands that they have too much tension within their one finger. So you're worried about it actually just slipping off. But in actual fact, as long as you got a nice good tension along in the back of your hand over here, then it shouldn't fall off the front. And by keeping my hand slightly closed just like so, when I think it's about to fall off, which is very rare, that I just use my finger and kind of like close it like this over top of the yarn to prevent it from falling off the tip. It all comes down to friction when it comes to crochet. We've talked about that before. And if my ball is at a different angle, so I'm going to just drop it on the floor just like so. Move it out so you can see it. So I drop it on the floor, then now the yarn is coming from a different angle, and now it's having to have friction coming out of the ball right in the top section, now coming up to my hand, adding more friction, that it's actually going to totally change the concept. And you have more of a chance of dropping the yarn when it's coming from that angle than you do if it's coming from straight across. The wonderful thing about crocheting that a lot of newbie crocheters get really upset when they make a mistake. But in actual fact, this is not knitting. If you were knitting and all of a sudden you've gotten back and you realize in the line below that you've actually kind of screwed up, you can't fix your yarn. And you can see that I actually screwed up here during the tutorial, that I accidentally jumped one of the double crochet gaps. So you can see that I've screwed up. So in order to get that back, all I need to do is that I can just pull out, and it will completely disassemble everything that you've been putting together. So when I want to go and restart again, you'll see the loop available to you. Just stick your needle in, and all of a sudden, again, restart. So this is one of those things where they get so frustrated. New people get really frustrated when they're starting to crochet because they think they're going to screw up. But you know what? How does it really affect you? It really doesn't, because you have the power to be able to correct your mistake, and nobody will ever know that you even screwed up at that level. And by the time you finish your project, you won't even know where you actually screwed up, unless it was so serious that you didn't want to pull it apart and just kept going and claim denial, which I know that I've done a few times in my lifetime. So let's keep going, and let's move along.